only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country. Nathan Hale. A blazing flame in the hearts of people, ignited with the power of patriotism, sacrifice, and indomitable spirit. It is not merely the utterance of a person facing their fate, but a symbol of unyielding resolve, of absolute faith in the noble ideals one carries. When hearing these words, we envision a soul ready to plunge into the fire of challenges, like waves crashing against rocks, never retreating, though only one life is at stake. It reminds us that true value lies not in quantity, but in the quality and intensity of dedication. Just one life, yet it holds an ocean of steadfast loyalty, enough to ignite hope and inspire future generations. Reading these words, one's heart is stirred, reminded that the greatest love is not self-love, but daring to devote one's entire life to something greater than oneself for country, ideals, and the future. Music is my refuge. I can crawl into the space between the notes and turn my back on loneliness. Maya Angelou. Music is not just melody or rhythm, but a protective wall. A place to retreat when the world outside is too noisy or cold. The space between the notes is a precious silence, where every sorrow, every anguish is embraced and soothed, like gentle light filtering through the leaves in a deep forest, calming the soul. When stepping into that space, one can turn their back on loneliness, feeling a quiet connection with oneself and the eternal rhythm of sound. Music becomes a silent yet powerful friend, teaching us that even in loneliness, there is a place where we belong, where we are healed and find the energy to live. My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness. Religion here is not about rituals or doctrines, but the presence of compassion, of simple acts that have the power to change the world around us. It reminds us that true strength lies not in power or fame, but in every kind gesture, every sincere word, every quiet act of care for others. Kindness becomes a faith, a guiding path, a language that every heart can understand and feel. When viewing life through this lens, every action, every decision becomes sacred, for we are offering a part of our soul to the world not through prayers, but through sincere, steadfast, and selfless kindness. We cannot help everyone, but everyone can help someone. Ronald Reagan. The image of a vast world where needs and hardships seem endless, making us sometimes feel powerless. But instantly, these words shift our gaze to small yet profoundly meaningful actions, like a small candle illuminating the darkness, like a seed sown in barren soil, capable of sprouting and creating change. Every act of help, however small, carries the power to ripple outward, inspiring and connecting people to one another. It reminds us that instead of lamenting our inability to save the entire world, we should start with those around us, with simple yet sincere actions. For every act of kindness is a brick in building a better community. These words lighten the heart, encourage, and fill us with hope that each of us can become a source of positive energy, even if just for one person. The happiest man, be he king or peasant, is the one who finds peace in his home. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. A fascinating contrast. On one side, a splendid throne with vast power. On the other, a simple garden, a modest thatched cottage. Yet whether at the pinnacle or in the humblest place, happiness lies not in fame, wealth, or power, but in the warmth and peace of family and home. That home is where laughter echoes, where arms embrace with love, where the soul finds rest from the chaos of life. When a person finds peace in their own small space, they become richer than any king. For true wealth is not measured in gold or silver, but in tranquility and inner happiness. These words remind us to return to simple yet enduring values, to realize that happiness is a state of mind where the heart finds peace and the home becomes the most sacred sanctuary. If you can't do it well, at least make it look good. Bill Gates. An acknowledgement that humans cannot be perfect in everything, yet it's also about finding value in effort and creativity. When we cannot reach the pinnacle of skill or achievement, we can still create harmony, beauty, and joy by paying attention to detail, like an imperfect painting adorned with refined colors, or a simple dish presented beautifully, reflecting the care put into it. These words convey a positive message. Don't let failure or limitations dim your efforts. Make what you can beautiful and worthy of appreciation. It encourages creativity and optimism, and teaches us that sometimes outer beauty is a way to cherish inner value. Women are meant to be loved, not to be understood. Oscar Wilde. It celebrates not the capacity of reason or intellect, but the depth of emotion, their selflessness and ability to connect through the heart. Women, like radiant flowers in the garden of life, carry the fragrance of love, of care, of subtle vibrations that reason cannot always explain. These words evoke a world where love and emotion are the forces shaping people and relationships, where the heart guides beautiful and meaningful actions. It also reminds us that understanding is not always necessary to love, for love is an art, a pure and powerful emotion, stronger than any reasoning. Through these words, we sense the beauty of a woman's heart, a heart that dares to love, to give, and to keep the world warm. When a woman becomes her own best friend, life becomes easier. Diane von Furstenberg. A woman is like a radiant lamp, illuminating the space within her soul, understanding and cherishing her own worth. When she listens to herself, accepts her weaknesses, embraces her desires and needs, she no longer relies entirely on others' approval or validation to feel happy. Life becomes easier because every decision, every step stems from understanding and companionship with herself. Like a friend who always trusts, uplifts, and reminds her of her worth. These words convey a positive message. Before seeking love or acceptance from the outside world, become your own most sincere friend. For inner peace and trust, create a fuller, freer life. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon. Dale Carnegie. Instead of enjoying the roses blooming outside our windows today, profound, it makes us pause and face our tendency to procrastinate, our unrealistic expectations and dreams. It paints a picture of a garden right before our eyes, where flowers bloom vibrantly. Yet we turn away, chasing a distant horizon, hoping for a miracle that may never come. These words remind us that true happiness and value lie not in far-off dreams, but in the simple, beautiful things happening around us. Every moment, every smile, every experience, it inspires us to live fully in the present, to cherish and love what we have. For every flower blooming today is the miracle we often overlook. This message awakens and reminds us of the power of awareness and gratitude in life. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become better, then you are a leader. John Quincy Adams. A true leader is like a shining sunday, causing the hidden seeds in others' souls to sprout, grow, and rise. When your actions urge others to dream bigger, learn tirelessly, act positively, and become the best version of themselves, you are sowing seeds of change, leading by inspiration rather than imposition. These words remind us that leadership is not about position or power, but about the ability to illuminate and uplift those around us, helping them recognize their own value and hidden strength. It inspires powerfully. Anyone can be a leader, as long as they lead by example and with heart. We cannot be both the world's leading champion of peace and the world's leading supplier of weapons of war, Jimmy Carter. A scale tipping between peace and war, between noble ideals and pragmatic interests. When trying to uphold both, people and nations fall into contradiction, like trying to hold both sides of the same coin, impossible to grasp fully at once. These words remind us that honesty, consistency, and respect for moral values are the foundation for building true credibility and influence. Peace cannot be built with the tools of war. Trust and respect come only when actions align with ideals. It conveys a powerful message: to lead with morality and ideals. One must choose a clear path, not trading values for short-term gains. I'd rather attempt to do something great and fail than attempt to do nothing and succeed. Robert H. Schuller. A path full of challenges but radiant, where every step, even in failure, is a step forward, a mark of effort and determination. In contrast, safety and success in doing nothing is like living in a sealed room, where the space is calm but also dull, where opportunities, dreams, and vitality are wasted. These words remind us that true value lies not in the final outcome, but in the journey, in the courage to pursue something great, in challenging one's own limits. It inspires powerfully. Failure is not to be feared, but is proof that you have lived, strived, and dared to dream big. Even if I knew that tomorrow the world would fall to pieces, I would still plant my apple tree. Martin Luther. A person standing on the brink of disaster, when everything around might collapse, yet still grasping a seed, planting and nurturing it. Planting an apple tree here is not just about tending to a tree, but an affirmation of resilient spirit, faith in the value of every action, however small, in life. It teaches us that meaning is not always in the outcome or longevity, but in daring to act, to sow seeds of goodness and hope, even in the midst of storms. These words inspire powerfully. Life is not perfect. The world may crumble, but every kind act, every effort to plant something good, creates light, nurtures faith, and enriches the human soul. I used to think the worst thing in life was to end up alone. It's not. The worst thing in life is to end up with people who make you feel alone. Robin Williams. A room full of people, yet empty, where physical presence cannot replace the feeling of being understood, of sharing. Loneliness is not just the absence of people around, but the emptiness between hearts, where those around you offer no empathy, comfort, or connection. These words remind us that the value of friendship love, or family ties is not measured by quantity, but by quality, by how they make you feel seen, loved, and truly present. It inspires us to cherish genuine relationships while finding the courage to let go of connections that cause harm, to find true warmth and meaning in life.